John Nelson Cooper made his first knife back in 1924. Well, 55 years and nearly 25,000 knives later, he's still going strong and working at his small wooden knife shop here in Lufkin. Mr. Cooper, you have yourself proclaimed to be the oldest knife maker in the United States. How did you get started?
I got started out when I was a young man, about 10 years, or a young boy about 10 years of age. I used to stick my daddy's pocket knife out and make knives out of wood, such as a potato knife, a carving knife for the kitchen, and so on like that. As I became a little older, I eventually turned over to steel. I made them out of any kind of steel I could get a hold of that I thought was good, such as buzzsaw blades and so on. And then I made my first field knife to be used in the field for hunting and skinning. And I used to make them in a slab type form, a slab type with the handle riveted on. And I kept thinking as I went along that I could make a better knife and save a lot of steel with just cutting the blade out blank and welding a good steel tang into the blade with the arc weld.
You have 2 U.S. patents on your knives, so I'm sure you won't mind telling us how you go about making a knife.
Well, this is the pattern of the Army fighting knife, defense knife for soldiers. And this pattern is laid down on a piece of flat steel, the same width as the pattern, and draw it out, scribed out all around, then cut out on the bandsaw. And then it's notched on the end so the tang can be cut and welded on to the end of the blade. Then the knife is cleaned up all around good, and the lines set top and bottom before it is tempered. Okay. Then the knife is taken and the tang welded on, which is this one right here. This is the knife after it's cut out. Yeah. And this tang is welded on to the blade with the arc weld. After it cools off, it's all cleaned up all around it at this point. And when that's all cleaned up and all the scratch and everything taken out, this is the hilt, which is pattern of the hilt, which is cut out of 7030 cartridge brass, which is very good welding brass. And that's slipped on tight up against the blade after it's cleaned up, and then welded all the way around the top on both sides with about 4 layers of weld, 4 times around. Then I turn the knife over and weld it down in that countersink to catch the tang good all the way through. Then after that is done and the knife is cooled up, I clean up the hilt, but I set the lines to where I want them. Then from there I use the acetylene torch and heat it up to 14 to 1500 degrees Fahrenheit, and then dunk it in the oil until it is cool enough that I can pick it up with my hand. I always like to leave a little heat in the blade. Then I shine the right side of the blade up on this side where I stamp it. Then I put it in the oven there and draw it at 475 degrees for about 30 minutes, which gives me a straw blue color and approximate 58 Rockwell hardness, which is good for any knife.
Is it hard for a Cooper knife to break?
Well, yeah, very hard. I've never got a broken knife back yet in my whole knife career. After the knife is drawn to the point that I want it, I take it out the oven and leave it lay right here and air cool. I don't touch it until it gets down cool enough all over that I can pick it up with my hand. Then I cut out a piece of micarta about that size, and that slipped on there, fitted up tight against the hilt all around, and the butt caps fitted on here. And on this particular knife, it will have a crown butt cap.
And that's how you make a knife. How many types of knives do you make?
Well, I would say approximately 25 different ones.
Could you show us some of the types you have here?
Well, yes. Here's a big game skinner designed by Tommy Bish. He's a big game hunter and a great sportsman. He designed this knife, and it's a good seller. A very good seller. This is the kitchen camper, which is used in the kitchen, out at the fireplace, or in the field, either one. It's a great little knife, and it's also a good seller. And this is the Siskiyou, a small field knife, can be used for skinning deer or anything. Has a top and bottom cutting edge. This one the same way, only in a different shape. Strictly skinning knife. This knife here is the attack survival. If an aviator or someone is lost on an island, this has a tubular handle where you can put a 40-foot fishing line, purification tablets, matches, and so forth. Or a little short snort, if you wish.
Mr. Cooper, you'd never do that.
You don't know me. This is a filleting knife for fish, or can be used for 101 different purposes if necessary. This is a Cooper Bowie, which when I was back in Virginia, I made about 200 and some for the fighting force, the Green Beret. That was what they wanted. But I had to anodize the whole blade and all, that it was black, so that it wouldn't reflect any light anywhere. Now this is a fighting knife with finger grips in it. This is a knife was designed by an aviator for an escape knife. It's got saw teeth on the top pointing toward me, so they can run the knife through and rip the fuselage with the cutting teeth on top. And it's got a cutting edge down here and on the bottom, of course. I've made quite a few of these. And here's two specials with the eagle head and the eagle claw, which is can be used for 101 different purposes, just general purpose, fighting or what have you.
The bald eagle, that's your symbol, right?
The bald eagle is my symbol, yeah, trademark.
Mr. Cooper, how much do your knives run?
Well, they run anywhere from $65 up to $560.
That's a pretty average price, I guess, for a knife maker.
It's according to the size of the knife and the reputation of the knife.
Tell me about your most popular knife.
Well, the most popular knife is the Iron Mistress, which is mainly a collector's piece. And it's made or named after the moving picture, The Iron Mistress by Alan Ladd. And it can be used for many, many things, and it's a great collector's piece and goes for big money.
Mr. Cooper, what's the smallest knife you've ever made?
Well, here's the pattern of the smallest one I ever made. I made it for a knife collector in New York. And I got a very nice testimonial from him, how great it was and how much he was interested in the work I did on it, that it was just about perfect. And he wanted to use it for a Thai class. But whether he did or not, I don't know. But I heard a couple of years afterward that it was passed on and sold for $500. The biggest one I ever made is that one right here. It's on the Cooper Bowie style, and it's 37 inches long and 4 inches wide and weighs 18 pounds.
And I know it, every ounce of that.
So far as I know, it's the biggest Bowie knife in the world.
How much would you sell a knife like this for, Mr. Cooper?
Well, it would be up in the thousands.
Do you give any guarantee with your knives?
Lifetime guarantee, yeah, with every one I make.
I'm sure people out there are pretty excited about your knives and would like to get a hold of a Cooper knife with its lifetime guarantee. How would they get a hold of you?
Well, come out to 287 Loop on 103 West and keep going 1 mile outside the Lufkin city limits. You pass a burned out store to the left, and it's only about 200 feet. You'll see two trailers and a house sitting over on the left.
Is there a phone number they could call also?
Yeah, my phone number is 632-2846. And if you get in any trouble, just ask for Jakey Lenderman.
And he'll find you, huh?
He'll find me. I get a kick out of making knives. I love to make them. That's the reason I make so many of them. Sometimes I put 10, 12 hours a day in here. And I never get tired of making them. When I start one, I can't hardly wait till I get it done to see what it's going to look like.